Lamar Walker gets his first goal of the season to help Portmore United secure a 2-0 victory over Vere United. A second hat-trick of the season for Colin Anderson bolsters Cavalier to an emphatic victory over Chapelton Maroons. A repeat of last season's final, and the Stars of the East came out winners again over Dunbeholden. Arnett Gardens overtakes Cavalier for second spot after clipping Waterhouse 1-0 in the jungle. Welcome to JPL in 30, the highlight show for the Jamaica Premier League. An own goal and a 6-yard strike was enough for Portmore United to get the better of Vere United on Sunday at the Ashenine Stadium in St. Andrew, Jamaica. Portmore managed the game for the most part, with Vere having a few sniffs, but could not make it count. Here are the highlights. Donald Oliver and Chris Taylor were in the commentary box.
Welcome back to the grounds of Jamaica College, and in particular the Ashenine Stadium. And we're standing by for kickoff. Vere United against Portmore United, the first game of a doubleheader here this afternoon. Well, let's take a look at what Vere will put out on the field. Roger Williams is between the six. They do have a back four of Kemoy Phillips. Kemoy Lumpton returns as well. Fitzroy Cummings and Alwyn Strawn also returns at right back. In the middle of the park, Javier Brown, Shaquille Notice and Dwayne Dyer up top. Dustin Cohen, Kajay Smith, and their striker Romario Bryan. What is striking about the starting lineup? No goals in it. There's a lot of creativity in this Portmore United starting lineup. Davey Payton is between the six. They do have a back four of Emilia Rousseau, Stephen Youngwood of Austin, and Gawain Austin. In the middle of the park, a five-man midfield, Siegel Knight, Shaquan Satchwell, Lamar Walker, Alex Marshall, and Alvinus Myers behind the striker Kevin Scott. Let's take a look at the highlights here. And Portmore United had the majority of the chances. This one just over the head of Stephen Young. It's just the flight of it. And this straight into the hands of goalkeeper Davey Payton, who didn't have a whole lot of work to do between the sticks for Portmore United. The header from Stephen Young again, wide of the mark. Again, a good find from Emilio Rousseau, who had a really good game, but his strikers and his teammates couldn't supply the finish. There was the handball inside the box that the officials didn't spot. They could not believe it. Brown with the shot, and Austin was in the way there. So again with the delivery and deflected in off Cummings. It was a wonderful ball inside. I think Miles got a deflection on it. Yep. And it came off Cummings last. Marshall did well to send it across wide. And this effort from Rousseau, just wide of the mark, you know. Very close to getting his 6th goal of the season. And then Satchwell, lovely, well, tried to beat his marker. Was he cut down? That was the question inside the box. We reckon that he was, Alex Marshall, but nothing given. This possibly was a bit more clear cut. Went right through him. Alvinus Myers could not believe the call. Didn't go in his favor. But it would work out for Portmore in the end. Walker doing well. Knight sending it out wide. Marshall wasn't the best first touch, but was able to lend the assist to Lamar Walker, who was open to scoring now in the Jamaica Premier League this season. That was a nice touch. Wonderful build-up play there. And Portmore United with their 2nd goal, sealing the victory.
Yes, that's what we came for, and that's what we get. So we need the 3 points to move up the table.
From the start of the season, a lot of the analysts were saying they wanted to see you making more aggressive attacking runs, getting those balls into the box. Quite a few of them. Do you enjoy taking the corners and the dead ball situations?
Yes, that's, you know, we come from the training session. We practice them a lot. So coming to the game, I have to deliver.
Definitely so. You know, I think it was a disappointing performance today. I think we turn over the ball so much, you know, today, and something that, you know, we have to address and keep on, you know, working, because I think when we look at the last game, the previous game against Cavalier, the same issue that, you know, we give away too much simple and easy passes, you know, but we'll continue to work on it, and you know, our concentration level have to always, you know, intact while we go along, But, we'll continue work, though.
I mean, some of the time we just need to get the job done. And that's what we did today. We have played games where we were totally in control. We end up losing either all three or we have to settle for a draw. Today we did what we weren't doing in those games, which was scoring, and I'm really happy for the 3 points.
Of course, a lucky call went your way early in the game, but apart from that, you would have to say that your team were on the front foot all the way, and definitely that combination up front with the likes of Satchwell, Walker, and Marshall certainly paying dividends for you.
Definitely. I mean, if all 4 of them get into their game, I don't think there is any other combination in the league would be so potent as them. It's a matter of them finding their footing. I mean, it's been a lot of games played so far, but I mean, today we got the goals that we wanted, and we're happy for the 3 points, moving up the table away from the relegation zone.
3 times the charm, as Colin Anderson was a mercenary poacher in Sunday's curtain closer in the Jamaica Premier League. After being chased closely for weeks, Mike Trivante Stewart and tied 2 game weeks ago, Anderson now extends his lead. He now has 14 goals as the top goal scorer this season. Chapelton Maroons would, however, get a consolation goal through veteran and former reggae boy Evan Taylor. Here are the highlights. Donald Oliver and Chris Taylor were in the commentary box.
Hello and welcome to the Ashline Stadium, the home of Jamaica College. And we're here to bring you the second game of the doubleheader this afternoon on this bright Sunday. Cavalier against Chapelton Maroons. As we take a look at the lineup for Cavalier. So Vina Bartlett is between the sticks. Richard King returns to the lineup, but he's going to be playing in a midfield role, we hear. Giovanni Leng and Kyle Ming and Brian Elshot will be at the back. Ronaldo Webster, Dwayne Allen, Dwayne Atkinson and Christopher Ainsworth in the middle of the park. Behind the strikers, Colin Anderson and Shanil Thomas. So pretty much a 3-5-2 formation for Cavaliers. Take a look at the Chapelton Maroons starting lineup. And they'll be going with a 4-2-3-1 formation. Mikhail Harrison between the sticks, Shane Watson, Ronaldo Christian, the skipper, Osani Ricketts and Tajay Brown, the back 4 in the middle of the park. Evan Taylor and Rashawn Rich. Up top, Kedelda Brown on the left, Mark Lewis on the right, Malik Stevens behind the striker Jaleel Evans. As we take a look at the full-time highlights here, and Cavalier, they had the majority of the chances. Webster's ball inside the area at the back post was Ainsworth. Couldn't quite wrap his foot around that. And Atkinson was busy in the attacking third. And that shot was going just wide, but Mikhail Harrison didn't know. Had to make the save. But again, good hustling from Dwayne Atkinson. He's known for that. Ainsworth trying to get the ball inside. King was playing in the midfield area today. And that shot was easy for Harrison to handle. And then this goal was a wonderful build-up, And the Chapelton Maroons defenders thought it was a handled ball here. And Anderson, well, he didn't mind. In the 37th minute, he gave his team the lead. And difficult to spot, to be fair. But that was his first goal. Ainsworth really had a good game on the left-hand side. Allen's effort easily handled again by Mikhail Harrison, who was busy between the sticks. Tajay Brown for the Chapelton Maroons, sending this one across. This was a big opportunity for Mark Lewis. Couldn't quite generate the power behind it, Lewis. And no issues there for Vina Bartlett. Then lovely stuff by Shanil Thomas. They thought that he was running into traffic. It eventually bounced free to Colin Anderson, who made no mistake there in the 68th minute. Yep. Maybe Atkinson was the one who provided the assist, Getting it across to Anderson. And prime time finish. And this is how he completed the hat-trick again. The assist from Dwayne Atkinson. And Anderson making no mistake. Delightfully done. And he's the league's top scorer once more. 14 to his name. and then they responded. Look at this effort from inside his own half. That's delightful. That's brilliant from Evan Taylor, opening his account this season. One of the best midfielders out of Jamaica, and the veteran just rolling back the years in scoring that one. Pretty accurate. And then Robinson finding Webster. His shot deflected. He will claim it. Getting his third goal this season, Ronaldo Webster. And boy, wasn't he delighted. And so too Cavalier at the end of this one.
Well, firstly, I want to say thanks to the Lord. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be out here doing this. I enjoy this. I feel really, really good knowing that I come out here and I give it my all. Getting a hat-trick, the second hat-trick of the season, I'm feeling good.
At the start of the season, would you have ever imagined that you would have had 14 goals by now?
Yeah, I set a target. I set a target in the first part of the season. I'm going for it. The leading goal scorer, 20 to 25.
And I know you have a special arrangement with your coach as well. You made a promise to him that that goals would certainly be something for Colin Anderson this year, and you're certainly following through on your promise.
Yeah, that is my promise to my coach, and I'm going for it.
Yes, perfect, your analysis. I find so that the team did the first half time, good balance, even though they were a little bit better than ourselves, but not a lot of clear chance of the goal. But unfortunately, we have lost those two best players from the past game. And I have to use the young boys. They have got a potential, but not experience. So that's why we didn't have equilibrium in this kind, and they scored 4 goals.
Most definitely. We have been doing some work in training in front of the goal. And I mean, the guys came out today and they did just what we asked them to do.
I know you pay keen attention to the goalkeepers of Cavalier as well, Coach Scarlett. What will you have to say to Vina Bartlett about that one that he conceded from about the half line?
Well, most definitely, we go back in training and work on his mistakes. He himself knows that he made a mistake. And I mean, it's just one of those things,
Would you say it's a mistake, or would you say credit to Evan Taylor for that kind of strike?
It was a beautiful strike, but definitely a mistake by Vina Bartlett.
This is the highlights from Matchweek 16. We take our first break. The JPL 30. We will be right back. Welcome back to JPL 30 with highlights from Matchweek 16. Ludlow Bernard and his men are back to winning ways after Shamari Dyer and Colorado Murray ensured Harbourview remained on course to defend their title in the playoffs. It was an exciting game that could have seen more goals, but Dunbeholden could not find a response. Here are the highlights. Donald Oliver and Lee J. Williams were in commentary.
We are here for a repeat of last season's finale as the return round in the Jamaica Premier League continues with Monday night football here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. Harbourview meeting Dunbeholden FC. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Harbourview. Anthony Bennett is in goal. In front of him, a back four of Odilon Harding, Ajani Talbot, Ryan Wellington and O'Shane Stable. Shamari Dyer, Roger Smith and Jashawn Anglin, who returns to the starting lineup for Harbourview there in the middle of the park. Up top, Timar Lewis also being welcomed back to the starting lineup of Harbourview alongside Garth Stewart and Krista J. Daly. Let's now take a look at the lineup for Dunbeholden. Damien Hyatt is between the sticks. They have a back four of Ricardo Thomas, Devontae Hodges, O'Dane Samuels and Okima Jones, a couple of schoolboys there in the back four. Romain Bowers, Fabian McCarthy, Shakeen Powell and Tyrese Gow in the middle of the park behind the strikers Peter McGregor and Stephen Barnett. As we take a look at the full-time highlights here, and Dunbeholden had a couple of chances as well, so to Harbourview in the early stages of this one. Tamar Lewis heading that one over the bar. And then This one blasted wide from Stephen Barnett. Then this one lofted inside and Garth Stewart couldn't quite get over it. Bennett, with a lapse of concentration here, gave a gift to Barnett, who dragged the shot wide in the end. And then this ball played inside was a lovely ball from Bowers, you know. Romain Bowers, and it just evaded Peter McGregor. And Staple played that one inside, and it was a wonderful save, you know, from Hyatt, denying Roger Smith. Couldn't believe his luck. And then McGregor to Barnett, and then Gow's effort. Bennett had to get a hand out there. And then the goal for Harbour View. Good work by Krista J. Daly. Came across to Shamari Dyer, who opened his account this season in the 53rd minute of this match. Wonderful stuff from Daly. Had to come off. Was favoring his ankle by the time he was substituted, Daly. But good ball inside. Then the touch came off Wellington, then to Dyer. And that's a celebration. And then Daly with the back heel. And some wonderful work from Roger Smith. Couldn't pull that one across. And then the opportunity here for the Stars of the East, wonderfully converted by Colorado Murray in the 68th minute. Ball came from his fellow substitute, Nicholas Hamilton, who provided excellent service inside the area. And Colorado Murray making no mistake, his third this season. Dunbeholden tried their best to get back into this one, but this was a magnificent save by Anthony Bennett, denying Rowan Brown. McGregor trying to go for the spectacular. Bennett had his eyes on it all the time. Then Dean Andre Thomas playing this one inside. Slack work by Brackenridge. McGregor was alive to the danger. And then Brown doing something silly, stamping Holden Harding in the back. And then the referee, having consulted his assistant, showed the red card. And that was the end of that.
Well, I mean, it's a natural thing to go 2-4, right? I went ahead and did some research within myself because my last two games wasn't the best. So I did some research within myself and come back better today.
I'm sure you're very happy with the team performance overall because you got the win. What do you think that means for you and your team moving forward for the rest of the season? I'm sure you're very happy with the win for your team this season, in this game, I should say. What does that mean for you personally and your team going forward?
Well, I mean, I'm very happy with the win because, I mean, it will separate us from who is behind us, right? And obviously Dunbeholden is behind us, so I mean, we have to get ahead of them.
Well, definitely. We started off well, just faulty shooting. We were unable to convert some of our chances, and as a result, we paid the penalty in the end.
Did you see the red card at the end of the game? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I didn't see it, so I'll have to look back at it.
On a general rule of thumb, you know, this game doesn't play too much into your top 6 hopes. You can really still push on. I'm assuming that you still have tighter hopes and tighter aspirations moving forward.
Well, definitely. Our aim is to remain in the top 6. So we're going to take it a game by game to ensure that we remain in the top 6 and see where that pushes us.
Yeah, well, it's always good to win a game, you know. Still have some concerns, however. I thought that we should have done better in the latter part of the game in terms of managing the game. But I know probably the impatience to really get 3 points on the board probably could have gotten the better of us. But all in all, I think all 16 players put in a good shift today.
There was more attacking impetus in your team compared to the first half to the second half. What did you tell them at halftime to bring out that change?
Yeah, well, clearly we have some players on the bench who are no strangers to the league, you know. For certain reasons, they would not have started, but we expect that whenever they come onto the pitch, they would add a bit more impetus to the game and quality.
As you mentioned, there are match winners on your bench. They came on, they made an impact almost immediately. Is that something that you'll be looking to introduce them in the second half?
Everything is determined by what goes on in the training sessions and the performance of the players. So on any given day, any 11 can play.
Another exciting game in the jungle on Monday night. Arnett Gardens entertaining Waterhouse. It is a crowd favourite fixture, dubbed by many as the Jamaica Premier League El Clasico. The action was captivating and the energy was end-to-end. But in the end, they were separated by 1 goal from Fabian Reid in the right spot at the right time. Here are the highlights. Donald Oliver and Lijay Williams were in the commentary box.
As I take a look at the full-time highlights here, and it really was a good game. First half, there were quite a few chances here as Johnson was through, couldn't get the finish right, but it was an opportunity there as Reid flicked that one through, and Johnson, he would probably want to do over after that. And Johnson again in battle, finding Reid. Reid's effort. Kemar Foster moving across to his left to make the save, and he had to make the save. Although there was some indication that the shot was going wide. There's delivery inside, and the initial save from Hutchinson was a really good one, and then the second attempt to just get it back and stick a left hand out, and then the very next play, an opportunity for Arnett Gardens. And that was sent skywards in the end. Then out of Thomas with the ball inside and on the volley. Oh, skying that one. Was leaning back, couldn't really control the flight. This is Deacon's effort. Another fabulous save from Kemar Foster to his right. Deacon striking that one really hard. And then this effort from Guthrie. Again, Foster making the smart save. But he could do little with this. Kelson sending this one across the area. And Reid unmarked. How was he left unmarked inside the 6-yard box? We'll never know. But he did make no mistake. His 4th goal against Waterhouse in his career. His 8th goal in this Jamaica Premier League season. Kelson setting it up for him. And that was the only goal in the game, but this was magic from Tamari Deacon. The initial touch, at any rate, he wanted to apply the finish so badly. Purcell with the give and go. He was dictating the middle of the park, managing to get the shot off. No issues on that occasion for Kemar Foster.
Well, we feel really well about my performance today. Well, it was all my coach's decision. Once I play good, the team is going to play good. And
we're happy about the win because I know that really pushes
on the guys. We have a winning streak going forward and we'll keep it going.
How do you feel about your midfield partner as well, because your whole team played well? Does he allow you to play your game?
Well, I think each and every player sticked out and played their position today. Carry out the ball and pass it as our coach would like it.
I saw you take a couple shots today as well. Are you eager to get your goal?
Yeah, the whole Patriots team is here and they want a goal. So unluckily I didn't get a goal today, but on the next one.
I'm alright with the performance. I mean, that's unfortunately, I think we give a soft goal. I think poor concentration. I mean, but you know, we have to just learn. I mean, as I said today, you know, we make some change and we carry out some youngsters. I mean, you know, you have to give them some opportunity right now.
Were there any facets of the game that you think that you could have done better in?
I mean, you know, in the final third, I think in the final third, I think we'll be a bit more clinical. The result will be more different. But kudos to Arnett Garden. I mean, they do what they have to do in the game. But we take hard from the game and come again.
I'm sure you still have unwavering confidence of getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, most naturally. As I said before, you know, I mean, it's top 16. This Arnett Garden been consistent. I mean, they're 4 match on the chat, so we know that it's going to be a tough one today. But I thought my team today stick to their discipline, and I was unfortunate in the final third. We give up a soft game.
So you think that your team, if they continue to play this way, they'll be fine for the rest of the season?
Not this way, because we didn't score a goal today. So we want to improve on that. We want to improve on our scoring today.
Yes, the win. I'm happy with the second half performance. I think we put on the ball much better in the second half. We didn't give her the ball a lot, like in the first half. But, I'm pleased with the second half, The little bit part is there, we have to learn to monitor game, kill game in like 5-4 minutes, 10 minutes, that you only want the game ready, you don't rush the game. You just play a ball around, I think we need to work on that.
Coach, your backline especially, all 4 of them and your goalkeeper as well, were extremely solid throughout the game. What are your instructions to them before the game?
You have to play as a unit. And we've been practicing that from season, play as a unit. And it's competitive now, because we have some nice defenders on the bench. So as soon as one slip, nobody wants to lose his space right now. So it's doing good for the team now.
Coach, if your team continues to play like this, do you think that you can go all the way and win the title?
Well, this is what we want to do, I'm here to win this league, And we're going to take game by game, If you're going to give this performance and take it up 10 more notches, yeah, man.
Results from the non-televised matches are Montego Bay United were held to a 2-2 draw by Malines United. Mount Pleasant continued to soar at the top of the league, blanking Tivoli Gardens 2-0, while Falkland and Humber Lion were goalless after full time. Mount Pleasant remains at the top. Arnett Gardens have now taken over second spot, pushing Cavalier down to third. Humber Lion, Harbourview and Dunbeholden rounds up the top 6 respectively as they continue to fight for the playoff spots. That's all we have for you this week. This has been JPL in 30 on CVM TV. Tune in next week for Matchweek 17 highlights of the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel.